Please introduce yourself and explain why you came to City Council today.
I'm Patricia Yeager. I'm the CEO of the Independence Center. We're a nonprofit organization that serves people with disabilities in the 8-county region. And I recently sent a letter to City Council and the county commissioners detailing some of the problems that people with disabilities experienced during the fire. And I asked for some assistance and offered assistance to create a better plan for people in the future. And so currently we have a listening session scheduled for August 30th at the AAA office.
At what time?
At 2 o'clock to 4:30,
Okay.
14 South Chestnut.
Okay.
And a number of the emergency preparation folks around the county have been invited to listen to people with disabilities and their families talk about what worked and what didn't work during the fire so that we can make their plans better for the future.
You called the Waldo Canyon Fire a wake-up call for folks in the disabled community.
Absolutely. It was a wake-up call for everyone. I mean, people had never thought about, well, what happens to me if I can't get out of my home, I don't have medication, I need a particular kind of bed to lay in, I need an interpreter, how do I get information, where do I go, is it accessible, how do I get there? There was just a lot of issues that came up, not only on the emergency responders side, but on the side of people with disabilities.
On the city side, what do you think, how would you grade them?
Well, you know, I'd grade them maybe a C+.
A C+?
C+.
Okay.
I think there were lots of things in place. There were a number of things that didn't go well. And a couple of things that didn't go well included alerts for people who are deaf, evacuations for people in wheelchairs. You can't ask someone to leave their wheelchair behind. And we had some problems at the Cheyenne Mountain Shelter, right, the Cheyenne Mountain Shelter. And so we want to resolve those issues. This is the first time this has happened.
Right.
And so to be understood that we're going to have a lot of problems. But I want the disability community to have an opportunity to talk about what worked and what didn't work, because we're the ones, I'm hearing impaired, so we're the ones that know we can provide solutions and support. And so I'm asking the emergency operations folks to come and listen to what we have to say, and then after that we'll present a report as to what kinds of agreements we make to change it.
Okay.
And the important thing is I've also offered the city and county $30,000 as a part of a 1-year position. I'm asking each of them to contribute 1/3 of the cost of a position to help coordinate this, put it in place for 1 year, and then we will operate it as volunteers the next time such an event happens. And I haven't had any takers on that yet.
Explain to us what this position would do.
Well, I'm hoping that it would be someone who, with a disability, who understands emergency operations, that would come in, look at the plan, invite people with disabilities to come in and help improve the plan, get the contracts in place. I mean, we need to know who has the accessible vans with wheelchair lifts. Where can we get oxygen? Where are the certified nursing assistants if we need that in the shelters? How are we going to deal with deaf people in the shelters? And how are we going to do alerts with the TV stations and all of that?
Okay.
I mean, there's a myriad of details that have to be addressed, and we need one person to just look at that from the disability perspective, put that in the plan for the city and the county, Manitou Springs, whoever around the county, so that when this event happens next, I'm hoping there will be a coordinating advisory council made up of people like me, people with disabilities, and others. We have a database, and when they open up the shelter or open up the emergency command center, we're there to say, and we'll rotate this. You need an accessible ride? Okay, we'll call and get it to that address. You need a ramp? Okay, we know where to get that. So that we can support the first responders, because they can't keep all this straight.
Okay.
So that's where I'm trying to get to here.
You want to give the city an A+, don't you?
Yes, I would love to give the city an A+, and I know Brett Waters would like me to do that as well. And I have to say he's been very helpful and responsive in agreeing to this. The county has not. The county has decided not to participate at this point. I'm hoping they'll change their mind.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.